This should be old news to you. If you've been following this channel for a while, you kind of predict already what I'm about to say about this subject. You see the shape of Nigeria in the background and written "Danger Nigerian Scam." What's going on here? There are many scams through the internet. There are many scams through email. That's true. And there are Nigerian scammers on the internet. That's true. But what happens is they want you to associate Nigeria with scammer. That is what the media wants you to do. Every time you hear about Nigeria, the first thing they want you to think about is scammers. Those dark-skinned men without an education who don't get ahead in life and will try to rob those poor white folks who work hard for their money. That is the image they want to enforce on you. When you understand how white supremacy works, you'll see through all of this. Am I denying that there are Nigerian scammers? No, there are Nigerian scammers. Just like there are Lebanese scammers, Japanese scammers, Canadian scammers. You have scammers in all ethnicities and all nationalities. But they want you to associate dark-skinned people with scammers. And here's why. Africa, since the colonial era ended, has developed. Not all countries in Africa, but there are regions that experience an economic development at the moment. One of them is Western Africa. Not all countries in Western Africa, but Nigeria has economic potential. And you have foreigners investing in Nigeria, and it works. Nigeria is relatively modern. But here's the thing. They don't want you to know this. They want you to see Africa as this backwards, pathetic continent filled with diseases where nobody knows how to manage themselves. And they need the highly developed white elite to manage their affairs. That's how they want you to see Africa. Why? Because this enforces the image of the white god, which is Apollo. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't surprise me if many of those Nigerian scammers are working for those Apollonists into enforcing this image of Nigeria as the land of the scammers. I'm not denying that there are scams in Nigeria. But what I'm not going to do is pretend as if that's all Nigeria has to offer. I'm telling you, beware of such white supremacist scams, in the sense that they project a whole ethnicity as scammers or as rapists or as whatever. They do that so you wouldn't notice how you're scammed nearby. Lyndon B. Johnson, a former US president, said it like this. If you want to rob a white man, convince him he's better than his neighbor, and he'll empty his pockets for you. Something like that. You can look it up for yourself. Well, that sums up what the pagan rules are doing to the world. They want you to think that everyone that appears white is trustworthy, loyal, peaceful, filled with knowledge, intellectual, safe. They want you to associate all of that with white-skinned people. And everyone that deviates from that is trash. And those that are completely trash are black folks. That is what they want to enforce on your minds. And they trick you into agreeing with this by continuing to talk about Nigerian scammers, Nigerian scammers, Nigerian scammers. When are they talking about British scammers? Or about Chinese scammers? Or about those, I would say the Romanian scammers? Or those Swedish scammers? They never talk about those. It's to condition you into adhering to white supremacy, which is really devil worship. Am I telling you now to just go to Nigeria because you heard this message? No. I'm just telling you, don't fall for the tricks of white supremacy. That being said, I agree with Christ and be at peace.